Welcome to North of the Broad. I'm Robin Zimmerman, and as you know, we bring you a program from the Pat Conroy Literary Center, which is located in downtown Beaufort. We have the executive director with us, Jonathan Haupt, and he is looking very dapper today. He has the red shoes that match my red dress, so you got my memo.
We coordinated,
right.
Yes.
We're talking about the author series. So you have a visiting author series, and so what is that about?
Sure. Well, the center is open to the public 4 days a week, as you well know from being here multiple times.
Right.
And tourists come and take part of that, which is amazing. But we also do what I would think of as quality of life programming, and that includes workshops and book club discussions and lectures, and inviting authors to come to town as well. So that's a real benefit for locals because that gives them a reason to come back to the center multiple times too.
And when they come, do they do a meet and greet, or they actually do a speech or talk? Or
it's a talker reading from their books, and sometimes it's in conversation with someone. And as it happens, both of the authors we're hosting in May will be in conversation with me. It doesn't usually work out that way. But
so you're the Robin Zimmerman. And
yes, I get to do what you're doing right now. But these are both books that looked very exciting to me. I knew both of the authors. They both had Conroy Center connections.
All right.
So I thought, I want to talk to those writers about those books. Let's do it.
So May 11th, who's here on May 11th?
Caroline Cleveland is here with her debut mystery novel, which is called When Cicadas Cry. We first met Caroline when she came early in the history of the Conroy Center to a writer's retreat weekend at the Anchorage to start writing the manuscript that became this novel. So it's completing a circle for us to host it now in publication.
And I know that's exciting for you to see someone that really has the desire to write and is in the middle, and then they finish it.
Yes.
And then they come and you get to talk with them about the process.
It's a big moment, and not every writer makes it that far. And there are probably times when Caroline, who is an attorney in her everyday life, didn't know if she would actually get to do this as a writer. So I'm really excited for her.
What is the Conroy connection with that book?
This is a small town book that's ultimately about social justice and the environment and race relations and gender, and a lot of things that Pat Conroy wrote about too. But it's a legal thriller set in Walterboro, and we know nothing major of any sort of legal consequences ever happened in Walterboro. But it's also set in Charleston and Addie Stone. It really is a good Lowcountry story. And I hope the start of a series. The characters are very compelling.
Okay, very good.
Yes.
And then the other is May 23rd, and it's Mandy, is it?
Mindy Friddle.
Mindy
yes.
Friddle?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This is actually the fifth time we've hosted Mindy. One of her earlier books called Secret Keepers won the Willie Morris Award, for Southern Fiction, which is a major prize. And Mindy and I are now two of the judges for that award. So she's been here as a novelist and a workshop instructor, but she's got a new novel out called Her Best Self, which is also a mystery, also set in a small southern town. And it's about a woman who develops amnesia after a car accident. And everyone in her life remembers a version of her that she isn't anymore. So it's about identity, it's about family, and it's about secrets in small towns, all things important to Pat Conroy as well.
Right. I love the cover, and I know the authors don't get to pick their covers, do they? They get to have a...
Not often. When you're at Mindy's level, she probably had some influence in that design. It is beautifully done. And I want to talk to her about that, too. About the design and the symbolism, because those are big deals.
So when you do your interviews with these authors, what do you ask them? Do you have typical questions like the process, your background, the process? What do you ask?
Because I have a background in publishing and I'm a book reviewer for the Post and Courier, I'm really looking to be a matchmaker between the reader and the writer. So I want to ask questions on behalf of the audience that are going to help them get to know the author and the interviewer. The very thing that you're doing right now, Robin. I get to do that with writers. And to do it with writers that I know and in partnership with NeverMore Books, who's wonderful friends for us, is really special for me. So I'm looking forward to both of these conversations.
Which one do you think will be more lively? You know the personalities of these two?
Yes.
Because sometimes writers are maybe more quiet. I don't know.
I think Mindy is probably more accustomed to having author conversations and also being an interviewer for other writers.
True.
So we're probably going to have a slightly more lively conversation. But I get to interview Caroline at her book launch in Charleston, in addition to her conversation here in Beaufort. So by the time we have the conversation here, we'll have already sort of figured out our dynamic by that point. So both of them should be really entertaining for our audiences.
All right, so this is, again, the Visiting Author Series, and we have Caroline Cleveland, and she will be on May 11th, and May 23rd will be Mindy.
That's right.
So thank you, Jonathan. Good job.
Oh, thank you.
And we'll be right back with more North of the Broad in just a moment. Stay tuned.